So this is a continuation of the previous explanation. Again, going back to the premise of behind this question and the pi over 3, you'll notice the location of pi over 3, and at this point we're looking at the value of 0.524. You can see that clearly expressed here in terms of location. Notice that the next point of intersection is pi over 2 at 90 degrees. Going backwards, this would be obviously the negative side. We're still looking at negative, in this case, well, 90 degrees. So we do have the pi over 3 break off here, and that's why we have 0.534 as rounded. And all we did was substitute in the pi over 3 into the cosine equation. Okay, the next question that I want to look at is number 4. And number 4 is you have let's see here, we have f of t is equal to t parentheses, or absolute value t minus 4. And we're looking at, for part A, the limit of f of t as x approaches 4. And so if we substitute this, we get 4, absolute value of 4 minus 4, obviously 0. And the next part, part B, we're looking at the limit as t approaches -1. So -1 times the absolute value of -1 minus 4. And so obviously this becomes absolute value -5, so you have absolute value -5 times -1, and any absolute value is always positive, so you end up with -1 times +5, which is going to yield us -5 for a final answer. So again, we can verify that with the calculator, and yes, even with the calculator, even though it says t, it doesn't matter, the calculator doesn't know any better. So this would be x, and then you would do, I believe it's math number absolute value, and then we're going to put in x minus 4, close that parentheses out, so that when we go second graph and we look at our numbers, we could see that at x is 4, our value is 0, which we verified, and the other value is -1. So if I scroll up to the -1, you can see that our value is also -5 in this case, which we explained in the prior example. So that's numbers 1 through 4, and I'm going to do the next grouping, finding a limit, in the next video.